1. The Board may make regulations harmonious with the order to give for all matters for which provision is necessary or accessible for the purpose of giving effect to the vittles of this order. Handed that in the event of non-actuality of the Board, the Governor may, with the blessing of the government, make regulations for the purpose of giving effect to the vittles of this order and generally for carrying out the purposes of this order. 2. In particular and without prejudice to the generality of the anteceding provision, similar regulations may give for all or any of the ensuing matters, videlicet. A. The manner in which meetings of the Board shall be transacted and the procedure to be followed at meetings thereof. B. The conduct of the business of the Executive Committee. C. The delegation of powers and functions of the Board, the Governor, Deputy Governor, Directors, or officers of the Bank. D. The confirmation of panels of the Board, their supervision by the Board and the conduct of business in similar panels. E. Reclamation of workers of the Bank including the terms and conditions of their service, constitution of superannuation, salutary and other finances, with or without bank's donation, for the workers of the Bank, their wheel, furnishing amenities, medical installations, entitlement of loans and advances, their betterment and uplift. F. The manner and form in which contracts binding on the Bank may be executed. G. The provision of and sanction seal of the Bank and the manner and goods of its use. H. The manner and forms in which the balance distance of the Bank shall be drawn up, and in which the accounts shall be maintained. I. The remuneration of directors. J. The relations of the listed banks with the Bank and the returns to be submitted by the listed banks to the Bank. K. The regulations of clearing houses for the listed banks. L. The circumstances in which and the conditions and limitations subject to which, the value of any lost, stolen, crippled or misbank note may be reimbursed as of grace. M. The denotation, form, issue, negotiability, encashment and extradition of the instruments mentioned in Clause 8, of Composition 16. N. Generally, for making any provision necessary or accessible for the effective conduct of the business, discharge of functions and for purposes of operation of the Bank. 2a. Notwithstanding anything contained in this composition, no regulation under subclause H, I, and M, of Clause 2, shall be made without the previous blessing of the Government. Handed that regulations falling under subclause E, on payment and compensation packages of workers would be subject to the blessing of the Government, grounded on due consideration of skill and capability demanded for central banking. 3. Clones of all regulations made under this composition shall be available to the public on payment.